Hey gang, Ben here, and we are now on day 4. So if you have not completed or the exercises from days 1, 2, and 3, please do so now. You should already have a ton of things to think about and potential strategic plans for you and your business. So if you completed all the previous exercises, let's dive into that. That thing that irritates me. Let's dive into today's lesson, guys. And of course, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to remove my photo or my video here in just a second. So bear with me. All right. So what are we talking about? We are talking about strategic planning for entrepreneurs and small business owners, the Be Small, Fight Big methodology. And we left you in the last module. We were talking about creating a list. We did a lot of exercises in that particular module, but it ended with you should have a list of about 10 potential priorities that you want to hang your hat on, that you want to work on for your business. And real quick, we'll just kind of get into what strategic planning is. Quick refresh. Strategic planning is a process that helps organizations get clarity about what matters most to their success, help identify and commit to the most important priorities, and get the organization aligned, ready to take action and accountable to those priorities so they can grow their business. And as I said, you should already have you a small list of what potential priorities you want to work on. Right. So today's lesson again is about how we're going to determine what our priorities are, right? Which ones we want to make our initiatives, and of course, create a strategic theme. And I'll tell you what that is here in just a second. So when we start talking about priorities, you got a list of 10 priorities, potential 10 priorities that you want to work on. So how do you narrow it down? How do we decide what we want to work on, what we don't want to work on? Well, you ask yourself these questions. So the first thing is, why should this be one of my top 3 priorities? And I say 3 because you can't, like large organizations can't do 10 different huge strategic priorities a year. This should be real big picture stuff. So you can't do 10 things. It needs to be 3 things at the most. And even big organizations struggle with 3. So if you're a small outfit and you've only got a handful of leaders and team members, you might just want to pick 1 or 2. That's the real truth of it, right? Next question, very important question. How will this help us with our vision and mission? We talked about that early in I think day 1. If this particular priority does not get you to that vision of laying on the beach or working part-time or working 60 hours a week with 100 stores, whatever your vision was, if it doesn't get you there, probably going to be a no for that one, right, guys? The next one is, what are the metrics for success? How are we going to know when we've achieved that priority, right? What are we going to measure with? What's our measuring stick? Next one, what are the milestones? So we're at point A now. The metrics for success is point B. What comes between A and B, right? What do we need to measure, and how are we going to measure it? And then, of course, what are the milestones so that we know at least before we get to the end of it that we're moving in the right direction. This is a super duper important one. What's the investment in capital, people, and time? So when you got that list of 10 things and you see what's the investment in capital, like I've got some crazy ideas, but I don't have the money to invest in them right now. So guess what? It's not going to be on my strategic plan this year because I don't have the capital to invest in it, right? Maybe you don't have the people to make it happen right now, right? Or if you do decide to make it happen, what people do I need to bring on to make it happen? So these are all things you got to start thinking about. What's the investment? Capital, people, and time. I've seen countless organizations create a plan and then turn around and say, you know what? We don't want to invest the money, or we don't have the money to invest in it. You just spent 6 months creating a plan, or whatever, 6 days, 6 months, 6 minutes, doesn't matter, and creating a plan. And you got to the end of it and decided you didn't want to do it because you didn't have the money. So very important. Answer that question and be serious about it. Do not BS yourself, right? And the last one is the very important one. Are we going to roll this out full force? Are we going to test it first and then maybe decide from there if it's something we want to continue with or roll out? Very, very important that you determine that, because sometimes you start on something and you decide, oh, we're going to need to quit halfway. And you were testing it this whole time, didn't even know you were testing it. So make that decision early on. Are we committed to this or not? Right now, we talk about themes. And this is something that Fortune 500s do, and it's exactly where I stole it from. And I'm sure if you've ever worked anywhere before in your entire life, you probably have seen these kind of themes come up before. And yeah, they can be a little bit cheesy, but they work, and that's why larger organizations do them. And I recommend you do them as well. So I'll give you, I'll give you some examples of what I'm talking about when I say themes, and it's going to give your team something to rally around, right? AKA a theme, right? So beat Starbucks, right? Beat Starbucks. If you're a coffee shop, I'm sticking with the coffee theme, might be your theme. You created all these 3 initiatives. You got your 3 initiatives, your 3 priorities picked out. And now you got to figure out what's the theme around those 3 initiatives. Beat Starbucks might be it. Back to basics might be it, depending on what kind of business you own. Customer excellence, right, might be it. Or zero errors if you're in a manufacturing and you want to, get to zero, and maybe that's not the real goal because, that's impossible, but that just can be your theme, 0 errors, right? So you really want to put a lot of thought into a theme, and you want to make sure everyone on your team is bought into it and they all know what that theme is. And we'll talk about rolling that out in the next module and how you get your team bought into it and how you actually implement this plan. So this module is all about picking your priorities, creating a theme. We'll talk about rolling that out in day 5. Right. And so far, what you should have at the end of this module, you should have a list of your top 3 priorities. You should be really, really clear on the metrics and the milestones, your needs for capital, people, and time. And of course, you should have picked out a theme for your strategic plan. And if you want to learn more about what we do, obviously, and you can't wait to the next part of the series, you can learn more about who we are and what we do and how we help entrepreneurs and small business owners grow their business. Then just head on over to VisaNawConsulting.com. We've got a ton of free resources for you there. We've got the podcast, the Next Level Leadership and Small Business Owner Show. We'll check that out. And you can also check that out on Stitcher and on iTunes. And again, scroll to the bottom of any page on our website and download the free white paper on why small businesses fail. It's chock full of a ton of useful information, and it'll help you avoid failure and, of course, grow and scale your business to its full potential. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. If you haven't already, I'll link that at the top as well. But you can just go to Facebook if you don't want to click the link and just search for the Next Level Leadership and Small Business Owner Group and join there. I keep all of our clients, friends, fans, family all up to date on what we got going on. A ton of free training and other valuable resources. Periodically hit that. So definitely join that group if you have not already joined. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, yep, that's it. That's all I got for you today. That's the end of day 4. Module, and I look forward to seeing you in the next module, which is day 5, which will hit your box or hit your I really don't know if it's going to be your inbox. I should say inbox. It's not going to be your inbox. It's going to probably be your news feed on one of the social media channels. But I'll see you in day 5, guys. Take care.